My Soulmate's a Slime by admay 1942. Zin vs Zarel. Monster blood seeped through the grounds. Exterminated, annihilated creatures fallen at the swords of their tempestuous adversaries. The air filled with grim and echoes of war, the forest itself losing its grace with the unforgiving clutches of doom. The saplings rooted themselves deeply, aiming to spread their dread underground, and eventually reaching the heart of the empire. A miscalculation on the enemy's part. Ranga and Sue, the masters and dwellers of shadows, showed no restraint as they unleashed their fangs against their adversaries. The fairy tale wizards, on the other hand, took it to themselves to battle the monsters trying to break the barriers. It's no surprising that they managed to break it, giving them leeway in a split second, only to get dominated by the fairy tale wizards. Moreover, the broken barrier repaired itself, multicolored, and with a touch of turn null. Magics are suddenly absorbed, so did the users, halting the fight for a moment. Silence. Looking up, they saw a flutter of graceful but deadly aura mirroring those of its dweller. Rimuru looks down from the skies, his eyes narrowing at the far greater damage the saplings did to the nature. He felt Fauna trembling within his imaginary space, his heart tearing at what she must be feeling. He can't go himself at the moment, so he sent one of his body doubles to do the consoling for his daughters. Ain't no way, he'll wait till the war's over. He was snapped out of his trance, however, when the barrier he just strengthened reduced to ashes. He should be surprised, but he isn't. After all, Alex is one formidable enemy. He's regarded as close to him when it comes to magical abilities. This is crazy. The multi-layered barrier is burned to ashes just like that, Lucy says in disbelief. That was Rimuru's barrier, and yet it was burned? Urza as well expressed her shock. This is Alex's powers after all, the strongest in the Southwest realm. Even with his shady acts, we can't deny the strength and abilities and wide range of knowledge he himself has, Carla reminded them as she lowered Wendy to the grounds. They're coming. The Sky Dragon Slayer alerts them, taking her stance and is ready to blast her dragon roar, only to halt in shock. Azathoth. Did you hear that voice? Wendy turns to her companions, eyes still wide in shock. Yes, we did, Urza replies. But where is it coming from? Before any of them could make sense of what is happening, they were lifted off the grounds as mists covered the whole forest, maliti-colored glows intertwining. Right before their eyes, the saplings, the monsters it gave birth to and down to their very roots, was consumed, leaving nothing. Shocks overwhelmed them as they could only watch in both amazement and fear. Not only did it devour their enemies, but the forest was restored to its former beauty. Moreover, the villagers the sapling roots imprisoned were freed, their villages coming together again in a flashy way. Urza smiles watching this all unfold. They might be at war, but still the hidden beauty that emerges after it's all over is a sight to behold. All of them now floating in the air, tempestuous and wizards alike, could only watch, while Rimuru proved once again why he was called Chaos Creator. Yet he did it with such gentleness, it is just like a sweep of fresh air. No blood, no gore, just pure and calm answer to Alex's taunt of war. As expected of Rimuru-sama, Shion cheered, looking at Rimuru with dreamy and adoring eyes. Number one fan girl as always. Right. Benimaru chuckles, still in daze. Their emperor might have displayed his powers a lot of time, but this is the first time they saw him counter violence with calmness. It's a twist everyone needed, but the war isn't far from over. As at the outskirts of Jura Forest, two individuals were ready to end their long-time unamazed rivalry once and for all. Maeva watches nervously as her firstborn faces off with his older brother, Zin of the Southwest Realm. The adopted yet the cherished one by Alex. She and Zarel have been fighting side by side until Rimuru used Azathoth to end the reign of the sapling monsters. The Empress was sure Rimuru felt the presence of Zin, but he left him unharmed since it's not his fight. If she were to say it honestly, Rimuru has complete trust in Zarel and his abilities. He is a Tempest now after all. A High Prince of the Empire and heir to their Alliance Kingdom Federation, the new kingdom Rimuru is currently building for their human refugees that took shelter at Tempest. Not that they have a problem letting them all stay in Tempest, but Rimuru wishes not to waste Zarel's talents. And the young man agreed to it. I sense stronger powers from you, dear brother, Zin muses with a taunting smile. Who would have thought the always dedicated Zurel will seek refuge in the empire of monsters after he fled from his own? The plan is to rile him up, Zurel knew that, but as if he will give in to this Southwest Realm's prince. First of all, I am not your brother. I am no longer a Frostia, as my own father abandoned me for the likes of you. His adopted over his biological one. Second, my name is Zurel Skin Tempest, firstborn of Rimuru and Maeva, High Prince of Tempest. He said it with such confidence and determination only to get scoffed at by Zin. Pathetic. Just because father didn't give you the attention you wanted, you already concluded he abandoned you? And so you came crawling at the arms of such a weakling slime you call a father now, hemp. Zurel felt his blood boil. After all what he had been through at the hands of that Alex, Zin says it's just attention. What a twerp. There were a lot of times he almost died with the so-called training and discipline. He never felt love, and it's just attention seeking for this prince. But he won't lose his cool just for this pathetic excuse. And are you sure your future is safe here? I heard that Rimuru has a son, his legal son, by the way. And pretty sure, he'll be the heir of Tempest. That means you'll be shoved to the corner once again. You will never be a king, Zurel. Never. Hearing that, Zurel just want to laugh at this point. Even if that were the case, it's fine with me. Papa, Mama and my siblings are the greatest joy that I have ever received in my life. It's more than enough, he replies and smirks. And unfortunately for you, my future as king is set. Yes, my younger brother is Tempest's heir, but I'll have you know, Papa is building a kingdom that surpasses all of your expectations, Zin. The Southwest Realm Prince couldn't believe what he is hearing. The slime is building another kingdom for his sad excuse of a brother. He scowled at that. He couldn't believe this Rimuru would go to this length just for Zurel. And to his adopted son nonetheless. Who does that? Zin knew. Zurel isn't lying cause as far as they're concerned. Rimuru is a man of his word. And if the kingdom is underway, it would take the top as well. So if you're done spouting nonsense, you can either submit or die, Zin. I'm not joking. Zurel's tone was of menace, his aura now out in the open downright frightening. Having his pride wounded, Zin's own aura pushed out of him, shaking trees and rattling the grounds. As if I'd ever do that, you measly mouse, die. Firing his first attack, Zurel was quick to evade, jumping from tree to tree as Zin kept blasting. Watching the fight finally unfold, Maeva barricaded the surrounding areas with barriers, not wanting to create more damage than they already did. Zurel just kept evading, his figure a blur in the winds, his aura escalating as he figures out a way to counter. Zin's magical prowess could cut through anything, even magical abilities. One hit and the victim would suffer paralytic humiliation for the rest of their life. It was proven that nothing can restore back the powers tarnished by his powers. One thing this Southwest Realm Prince really takes pride in, and leading him to be more than arrogant. If only you know this kind of power is but a child's play to my papa, Zurel thought.
Is that all you've got, Zurel? Evading. Why won't you fight back, Or am I too fast for you? Ha, you say I only have two options. To submit or die, but you are the one just running away now.
Zin laughs menacingly, his powers never wavering. He's enjoying this, he truly does. I see, so you think your victory is certain now, Zin? I pity you. I wasn't even warmed up yet, Zurel taunted this time, jumping back down to the grounds, smirking when he successfully irked the Frostia Prince. You insolent fool. Mocking me now? Here's a gift for you then, 10,000 fiery arrows? At Zin's command, arrows with the most accurate trajectory materialized in thin air, their speed rivaling those of lightning. Tempest Wall, Uriel Vanguard, Zurel muttered under his breath. Walls of lights rose from the magic circle under the Tempest Prince's feet, expanding and glowing till it was taller than the trees. The fiery, deadly arrows melted like ice, and it didn't even make contact with the wall, taking Zin by surprise. He couldn't believe this. That skill he just unleashed is one of the best he had. And not a single one managed to go through Zurel's wall. The Frostia Prince's expression hardened as he tried another one. Loom of darkness, void.
In a split second, a vast swirling darkness covered the whole forest, with airy catastrophic sounds ringing from within.
Try and avoid that one, you prick, Zin laughed menacingly, clear as crystal that he'd win. A slow smile graced Zurel's lips. This prince really is clueless of this fight. From the very beginning, he had complete control. Aid. Azathoth Twilight. As soon as he said those words, white vortex stemmed out from behind him, sparkles of millions of tiny diamonds making it shimmer. It blasted right at the overflowing darkness, the light spreading, absorbing and devouring. Maeva's jaw dropped in shock. She never expected this. Of course she knew. Rimuru had gifted Zurel skills, but none of her boys told her it's this beautiful. The darkness is completely gone now, leaving only he fading light and shimmers. Zin was on his knees at this point, having felt the light engulf him as well and leaving him with nothing but his physical body. Zurel's skill completely left him with nothing more than his life. He was trembling, in pain and very much humiliated. How? My mental takeover should have worked on you.
Zurel walked closer, his predatory gaze still lingering, his mouth opening to reply. I'm the firstborn son of Rimuru Tempest. Things like mind control doesn't work on me. Though it's just a borrowed skill from my papa at the moment.
I truly hate his guts. Can I end him? The killing intent on Zurel fled in an instant, having been distracted by his aunt.
Hello Auntie Raphael. Thank you for the assist. Love you.
Ah. You really are adorable, Zurel. You're very much welcome and love you too. Yup. Wait. How come you never materialized in a physical body? I really want to hug you too, Auntie. Don't worry, I will after this war is over. Okay? Until then your papa will still have that final showdown with. Raphael cut herself off before she could say Alex's name, knowing it still affects Zurel, making the prince smile. It's okay. I got over it, and he did. His family is now Tempest, nothing more. His parents, siblings, all of those living in their empire is his family now. Zurel. The prince turned back to see his parents running to him. His heart leapt in both happiness and contentment. Now this is a gem his biological father can never understand. Papa, Mama. And he was off running to meet them in a hug.